Greetings. I hope you're having a wonderful day. So, the halfway point, right? Most of us are experiencing the halfway point of our journey. The halfway point of any journey is often the hardest place to stand. At the beginning, there is excitement and momentum and hope, the fuel of the new, right? And by the end, there's relief and clarity and perspective, the reward of the arrival. But the halfway often shows no visible sign of an ending. And that's where fatigue and uncertainty, even frustration starts to creep in, and it can even whisper, maybe this isn't working. Maybe this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing. Maybe I should turn back. The place where you're halfway through the journey, right? You're halfway through the healing. You're halfway through the lesson. Halfway toward understanding. Today we're going to talk about living in the halfway point and to give some insight on how to embrace the stage. Focus on how we can help each other get comfortable within this space. If this is you, stick with me to the end. But first, welcome to Sunlight Refuge, where the name of the game is motivation, inspiration, and growth. My name is Tracey, and I will be your guide today. Now, to keep it simple, to embrace the halfway stage is to recognize it as the sacred space of becoming. The sacred space of becoming. You're here because you're meant to be here. You're on the journey. This is the most important part. It's the part where you've already started, but you haven't reached the end point yet. This is the part where it requires everything you got. So, here are a few truths to hold on to while you stand here in the halfway point. And for one, you being here, you're already the proof, right? You don't reach the halfway point by accident, right? It requires every step of you, right? The growth in this stage is internal. It's not always obvious, but it is internal. Every step got you here, right? Which means you've been taking steps, right? Think about that seed, right? That seed that you planted in the ground. You don't see what's going on the ground, but that seed is growing, is taking root, and is blossoming before it breaks through the ground, right? But there's transformation happening. And this stage is the transformation stage, right? The absence of evidence is not evidence of absence, right? It doesn't mean you're not doing anything. You're in the process of. So, discomfort is the doorway. It's not the detour. What that means is the middle part, the halfway point, it will stretch you beyond what you're used to, right? Again, you've already started, but you're not there yet, right? So you're being stretched, you're evolving, right? You're getting rid of the things that no longer serves you, and you are putting in things that's going to help you take you to the end. So the mind at this point may want comfort, but the stretching and the pulling, what you're feeling is your soul, right? Your soul that needs to break open, right? It needs that expansion. It needs you to grow. That's what this is all about. The feeling unsure doesn't mean you're lost. It's the old version of you loosening up, right? So just understand that the discomforts that you're feeling, the frustrations that you're feeling, it's all part of the journey, right? Because your identity is being written at the halfway point. And I know it gets challenging and it gets frustrating. Trust me, I've been there, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I can talk about it, because I too have to remind myself, you know, keep going. Look at where you've been. I have to remind myself to embrace the process and also give recognition to what I've accomplished thus far, right? Because I used to live in the beginning and the end, like the middle, you know what I'm saying? But I'm learning to embrace the process, right? Because at the start, you were trying, right? You were beginning something. You had a belief, right? And at the end, you'll be someone who actually became. You saw the vision and you became that. You saw the lifestyle and you've achieved that, right? It's in the middle where you are being formed. And the important part is you're becoming capable of doing. You know what I'm saying? You're being capable of handling what all comes with getting from here to here, right? It's the stage where you're building capacity and patience, even your character, right? Because some people will quit. You know what I'm saying? Some people will talk themselves out of it. Some people, you know what I mean? But that's not going to be you. You're not going to quit. You can't quit. You've gotten this far and we're going to the finish line, right? Because you're being formed into the kind of person who can carry the future that you're asking for. That's the biggest thing. You said, I want this, I need this, I want to become this, I want to live like this, I want to have this, I want to, you said that. And you took the steps to get this far. And God said, okay, you want this, you got to become this. I need you to become this in order to have that. And that's a beautiful space because you got the Most High right there with you. So that should be motivation enough to be like, I got this. You know what I'm saying? The human side of us is going to be like, I get it. But the God side of us is going to be like, it's just part of the journey. Right? This is not the end all be all. This is just part of the journey. Even when I'm with my children, I tell them, embrace the process. And I give them examples of previous situations where they had to learn and then they got it because they stuck with it. That's what life is all about. Right? It's going to require you to do some things, right? You have this life for yourself. It's not to say that it's unachievable. It most certainly is, right? You just got to pull up them bootstraps, stay in the game, stay focused, and get it done, right? And I'm telling you, you are going to get there. I'm talking to myself as well. I'm going to get there. Sometimes it feels like I'm taking all of these strides and I feel like, am I doing enough? Like, what's going on? Like, I have to tell myself, you got to embrace the process. You're becoming. You have not became yet. You are becoming. But I guarantee if you keep on, you're going to get there. This is part of my prayers. This is part of your prayers. This is part of the life that you said that you wanted, right? So you can't quit, because what's on the other side is so worth it, right? What's on the other side of your journey? What's on the end? What's your end goal? When you get fatigued and you get frustrated in this spot, ask yourself, what is this for? What is my end goal? Right? Recalibrate. What's my end goal? Okay, yeah, I got this. Because that's what I really want. Right? And if that's what I really want, then this is what I gotta do. Right? So it's about committing to the keeping of the going. Right? You're committed to keep going. That's what it is. It requires your commitment. And I guarantee each step that you are taking is leading you closer and closer to your end goal. You just got to stay committed. Right? This is where diamonds, from the pressure, you know what I'm saying? You're a diamond. Right? So you may not have the full blueprint. Right? And that's okay. Because at this step, just taking faithful steps is so powerful, because you didn't quit. When you take quitting off the table, it makes it so much easier to not use it as an excuse. Right? You want to take it. It's like, sure, we all have choices, but really it's only one choice. Right? So when you take that off of the table, there's only one way to go. Because progress here, it may look small, but I guarantee you that it is powerful, and it is driving you to that place that you're trying to get to. It just needs your consistency, right? Small, consistent movements. Just keep going. Keep going. Keep going. You know that song? Gotta keep going. Keep going. You gotta keep going. Right? You got this. We got this. Right? Because I'm in it just like you. You know what I'm saying? And on the journey, I feel like this is the most important too, is understanding that we need each other. We need each other's encouragement. We need each other's check-ins. We need each other's strength. We need each other's optimism. We need each other's skills. That's why I say you got to be your best self, and I got to be my best self, so I can help you and you can help me, and then we can help each other. Right? Encouragement is so important at this stage, because it's the reminders that we all need, right? So the reminder to yourself as well as to others is to understand that you are not behind. You are becoming. Right? You're not behind. You're becoming. You're not failing. I know you had your mile markers of what you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be it, and you feel a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? You may have gotten to a certain age and you feel like you should have done all of this. You should have already acquired all of these things, and yes, I understand. But look at where you came from. Look at what you've achieved so far, right? You don't have to have everything perfectly aligned to appreciate what you have in the now and what you came from. That's really important. That was a lesson that I had to learn. You don't have to have everything in order for you to appreciate what you have now, right? And so don't feel like you're stuck. Just understand that you are building, right? And during this halfway point, check in with yourself, right? What what are you halfway through right now? I'm pretty sure it's probably multiple things that you got to get through, right? What are you halfway through? What steps have you already taken? How closer are you to that finish line? What's waiting for you on the other side, right? And allow that to be the motivation, and surround yourself with people who are going to not only embrace their journey but embrace your journey as well, right? Help each other out, encourage each other, because it's needed. You know what I'm saying? So remember to check in with yourself and with others, right? And remember, like, the halfway point is not where dreams go to die, right? Some places dreams go to die, but the halfway point is not where dreams go to die. It's where they learn to live within you, right? So keep becoming the other side, right? The other side already knows your name, right? The other side is already in motion. The other side is waiting to receive you, right? So just keep going to get there. And I guarantee you, you will get there. So keep going. Trust the unseen. Until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful day.